everyone, my name is Candii, and I'm here today to talk to you about how I got Twitch partner in 2 months from my first stream. So, let us begin with the timeline. I made my Twitch account, the Twitch account that I'm partnered on April 5th, 2020. I did my first stream April 12th, 2020. I became affiliate April 21st, 2020, and then I got invited to the partnership program June 9th, 2020. So, from the 21st of April, 2020 to the 9th of June was 58 days or 1 month and 28 days, depending on how you define a month. I was averaging anywhere between 80 to 100 viewers at that time when I did apply. And I went full time, as in I was working part time. I was able to leave my part time job at the end of July. And I do acknowledge that I'm in an incredibly fortunate position to be able to decide to do that. I have a very low cost of living where I am. And I have a very supportive family who really believe in me and think I can make this work. And there's a lot of factors behind the scenes that contributed to this, and that's kind of what this video is going to be about. I wanted to get the timeline clear to you first, but I have a lot of parts that go into what my channel is. So, I started this channel, Candii, and I didn't tell literally anyone from my past until maybe a month or two into streaming. I started telling people. My partner knew, my parents knew, and that was literally it. And that's just because my parents literally see me streaming, and I needed to explain to my partner why I disappeared for like 6 to 8 hours at a time. So I didn't want to just be like Batman. I had previously tried streaming, however, it was 2015 to 16, and then I on and off streamed like here and there, but like to 4 or 5 people, and then I stopped in like 2017. I pretty much just said, nope, you know what, I'm done. And then this year I discovered the tools to become a VTuber. So one of the biggest parts of why I think that it was such a fast process for me is because the Vtuber community is incredibly supportive, and I have an incredibly unique cocktail of skills that allow me to do a lot of my own stuff. Like, I have art skills, I have, like, graphic design skills, I've got a little bit of programming, I've got, like, because I previously managed, like, my own, like, my old Twitter and stuff and things like that. I know, like, basic stuff. I also did a lot of research about streaming and stream culture and how to better run my streams. So and on top of all that, I spent a lot of time working on myself, because the reason that I feel like I wasn't successful my first time trying to stream was because I was streaming to get validation, whereas now I stream to give validation. I stream to like entertain people. I stream to make people feel better. I stream to I try and give with my streams. Whereas before I was like, well, I hope people come watch me and and I was very inwardly focused about my content. I was very much obsessed with like how would I feel because of a stream. I've kind of removed that from my content now. I still get a little bit bummed, like if it's a quiet stream or something like that, it would still kind of affect me. But I try to just stream regardless, and just know that everything just takes time, and you don't have to have 100 people your first stream. Like that's not required. It's just as long as you're making the best content you can and you're trying your best, I think that's important. So, I'll give you some more numbers because maybe that'll give you some context. My average at the time, when I did actually get partner, was around 110, which is about where I sit now. So, yeah, it's the same level that well, at the moment, I'm averaging anywhere between, like, a low stream will be, like, 65, 70, and then my bigger or, like, higher streams can go up to 150. That's excluding raids somewhat, because sometimes I'll get up to 500 or 600 if I get raided by one of my friends who has a larger audience. But I don't tend to factor that into my channel, though having raids from larger friends has impacted me. However, again, with the VTuber community, it's a much different way. I feel as though with the VTuber community, it's very interconnected and everyone kind of knows everyone and everyone wants to support everyone. So it's a lot more common to have people transition between the community a lot more freely. It's kind of expected. It's a feature of the community. At the moment, I'm so close to 10,000 followers on Twitch, and I average around 125. I also focus more on how I feel about my content rather than the numbers, because you can always find. So the thing with streaming is, and the thing with any kind of analytics is, you can find numbers to support whatever the fuck you want to support. If you want to feel good about yourself, you can find people that are doing worse than you and be like, oh, look, I'm doing better than these people. However, the other side of that is you can look at people that are doing way better than you and be like, oh my gosh, they're doing so much better than me. I could never. So I really hazard people away from looking at an individual set of numbers and using that to define where they're at, because it's easy to lie to yourself and say that numbers are absolute. They're not. There's so many other things outside of the numbers that do define them. So like time of day that you stream, the type of content you stream, the kind of external interactions you have, the kind of marketing you do, like all of that can have an impact on even just the basic stuff. So as we're getting further into the video, I would like to clarify the reasons why I think it was possible for me to get partner in 2 months. And I hope that it doesn't sound like I'm devaluing myself or playing it down, but this is just the reality of the situation. So I'm in Australia, which I believe is a much smaller demographic. Well, it is a much smaller demographic compared to America. If I had been in America, I don't think it would have been as easy for me to get partner. The next point that I'll make is that I have a diversity of content. I have the potential to do art streams. Do I do them often? Not really. But I said that I do, which isn't a lie. I do them. They happen sometimes. I find it hard to do art streams sometimes. Plus, I also have, with regards to the diversity of content, I was also doing my YouTube channel at the time. So I could show that I could bring people from other platforms to Twitch, which I think has a value as well. So the next one was I have a unique niche, which is that I'm 3D, baby. So I think that VTubers are definitely something that popped off this year, as everyone may have noticed. If you're here, hello. If you're not a VTuber and you're watching this video and you're like, well, how does this help me? I'm sorry. Hopefully the rest of my information can help. But I do think that being a VTuber gave me like a weird quirk / unique edge, because people look at me and they're like, what the hell is this little pink lady talking to me for? Good question. Why am I talking to you? I don't know. But that's one thing that I definitely can't ignore, is the fact that I am a VTuber in a very viable boom of VTubers this year. I did start in April though. I started literally exactly at the right time for VTubers. However, there's still potential and there's lots of ways to become a VTuber. I have a playlist which I will try to link above or below to give you a good framework for where to start off with just the VTuber side. Though, if you want to become a VTuber, please acknowledge that you are still being a content creator, so you need to learn to do video editing, you need to learn to do like graphic design stuff. It's really worth like learning how to run a stream, how to talk to chat, how to manage your boundaries, that kind of thing. This is important for a lot of people. Learn the behind the scenes skills that you don't think of when you're watching your stream. That'll really help as well. Which leads me into perceived quality. People think that people would come into my streams like when I was a month or two into it and be surprised when I said that I've been streaming for a month or two. And I think it's just because I have a background in like theater, improv comedy. I really don't have a problem just talking endlessly. And I had previously done a little bit of YouTube, so I edited my own content and learned how to talk in a way that wasn't dragging. Wow, that was it's really hard to describe how you're good at talking, because then you're kind of self-aware and you're like, this better be a really good sentence, and it messes up. Anyway, I would make a lot of jokes. I do a lot of cutaways. I do a lot of like transitions and sound effects and things like that. I just did a lot of like OBS little tricks and tips. And I think that added to the perceived quality of my streams, because I wasn't just sitting and staring at the game and not talking. I tried to up the production quality, and I'm always trying to like make it a bit more than it is. I'm trying always to improve my stuff and make it better than it was. I also worked part-time during all this, which gave me a lot of time to stream. I also benefited from quarantine, because I was not in quarantine when I started. I had a couple of weeks where I was able to just be at home. I think in May, I was home for a couple of weeks, which worked out nicely, but I can't really... That's what I mean by, like, I had a really unique set of circumstances. I basically became a VTuber because quarantine happened, in a sense. I feel like this is also related to being a VTuber, but people saw me updating and learning and growing, because this is not my first model. This is like my 15th or 16th version of myself. I was always upgrading and changing and improving, and people seeing the fact that I was working hard and always improving my content, I think that really made them curious to come back and see what I was doing and what I was working on. this is perhaps one of the most useful things and something that is devalued or not thought about, but just Twitter, man. I would support others, engage with others' content. I would, respond to tweets. I would reply to things. I did a little bit of fan art for people because I was able to. I have the ability to do art, so I would draw pictures for people that I admired or people that were my friends. And I think having that edge, and I've always had that slight edge because I do art, but if you're like a video editor or if you can code or there's any skill that you might have, and I swear to God, if I see you in the comments saying, but Candii, I don't have any skills, I will give you a skill. The ability to breathe through a tube. The point is, you need to make sure that you're looking at yourself and what you can do for others and what you can give. Don't give to the point of excess, and don't think of just like money, but think of the skills that you have or the things that you're good at or the things that you can do and how you can provide them to others. Because operating from a generosity mindset is a hugely important phrase, and I think that really helps define your brand. I really try to be generous with my time, and I try to help people, and I try to make content that helps people. And maybe it's like not the majority of my content, but it's a big part of my core values is that I want to help people. And this is a really hard video to make because I can't promise you that if you do all this then you'll become a Twitch partner in 2 months, because it's such a nebulous, non-defined thing, and Twitch has its own standards, and Twitch has its own expectations, and Twitch has its own things it has to satisfy. It's hard because I've seen a lot of people try to become partners or the thing that they aim for is partnership. And I, ironically, never aimed for partner in any of this time. I never aimed for partner. I made a joke about it one time, which is a clip on my channel. Hopefully I get Twitch 2020 or whatever. But I always focused on how I could make better content and how I could make better stuff and how I could do more things. And part of me is a little bit sad that I got partner only 2 months in, because I feel like if I had waited or if I'd worked more on myself, I would have been in a better position to debut as a partner, and it would have benefited me long term. Like, it would have been more of an event. But the thing was, I basically just started streaming and I was a partner, and then it was like, oh, well, I guess Candii's just a partner. So I just look like a very small baby partner. Well, at the time, I just looked like a weird baby little partner lady. Little baby man lady in the corner. So I don't think that I don't think by any stretch of the imagination people need partner. Especially with affiliate, I don't think partnership is required. Even without affiliate, there's plenty of videos and plenty of things talking about the fact that it's worth just participating on the platform, having a donation button if people do want to support you, and being able to try out lots of different platforms like YouTube and Facebook gaming and things like that. It depends on the kind of content you want. Depends if that check mark is really what you want. But yeah, it's a difficult conversation to have, because from the outside, it's like, of course I want to be a Twitch partner, but then you get it and you're like, oh, okay, well, here I am now, and what do I do? There's not really an answer to that. It's a very different market than it was like 5 years ago. It used to be being a partner used to be a lot more exclusive with a lot more direct benefits. Whereas now, it's a lot more nebulous. And that's not to say that I don't enjoy being a partner. Like, I'm happy to be here, happy that it's my job. But I just think it's important to acknowledge the shift in culture, and that there's like tiers within partnership now. So it's like, yeah, you might be a partner, but are you like a higher tier partner? There's no official tier system, but you can imagine like Con Carnage or like Tim the Tatman or something like that. They're partners, I'm a partner, but we're not at the same level. Or like Mousy, Iron Mouse, and I, like, she's a VTuber, she's a partner, I'm a VTuber, I'm a partner, and like we're friends, but like it's very different levels. And that also comes back to community, because your community and who the people are that support you are going to define it, which goes into the thing that I said before, where being an affiliate, or being not even an affiliate, being just a streamer on Twitch, if you have a supportive community, you don't need the check mark, you don't need even affiliate. You can do everything. You can do everything without all that. Partnership gives you, I think, transcoding options and emotes at this point. There's like a couple other things, but like, it's really just, it's more about your bond with your community, the content you make, and your ability to adapt and improve. Because getting partnership isn't the hard part, it's everything after that. And before I got partner, I always thought people were being, like, humble or lying or just saying that to sound, like, nice. Like, oh, it's not about getting partner, it's about everything else. But it's so fucking true, and it hurts me so much because I know what it's like to not be a partner and want it so bad. And then and yeah, it just, having gotten it now, it's just changed my perspective on it. I will leave you with this closing thought, and that is that luck is what happens when preparation meets opportunity. And that is important to remember because it doesn't matter, even if tomorrow you got a 10,000 person raid, if you're not equipped to be able to talk to chat, if you don't have the polish to be able to carry yourself, the cadence to be able to speak with chat, the community to support you through that, like, it's not gonna be a lasting boon. People come back from raids because they have a good time and they remember the stream, they enjoy it, and they want to support it again. So just always be thinking about what can you do to make people want to come back, and what can you do for those people that are already with you. Always value the people that you have. Stop trying to get people that aren't there. Like, don't aim for people that don't exist. Just aim for the people that you have, and hope that through making the best stuff that you can and marketing yourself in a clever way, that you can, you can entice new people, sure, but you really want to build your core base, and then they will do that for you. Once you have a core community, they will be there for you, and they will help you by, telling a friend or mentioning people, or, like, if you become someone worth talking about, then you don't have to drag people into your streams. They will come willingly, they will come excitedly, and then you can do the best that you can with the stream that you have. At the end, I just want to say a quick thank you to my boyfriend, who gave me support through the process, my parents, who were very encouraging, my sister, my best friends, Cakelit and Moses Board, and I did tell Joymon as well. There's a couple of people IRL that were very encouraging of me pursuing this. And beyond those people that were encouraging, I would like to also thank my community and my mods, Sky, Poe, Quazik, Liam, Alcron Coden. Although Alcron Coden, you guys you're recent mods. Forget you guys, but also just my community at large. And also the fact that my community helped eventually purchase me a computer, and they, like, all the subscriptions and all the donations and everything like that. Like, I do want to acknowledge that I've been really fortunate and really lucky, and I want to say thank you to the people that did support me. I don't want to pretend like this is just all me and I did this all on my own. I don't want to get into the specifics of friends that I'm thankful for, like, as in VTuber friends, because I feel like that's going to be a really long conversation, but I'll try to do a quick laundry list. Natsumi Moe for being one of the first people to inspire me to be myself when being a VTuber, and I watched a lot of her videos. Project Melody for the fact that she kind of made it clear that you don't really have to be the say-so VTuber, like the super wholesome type. Iron Mouse, love Iron Mouse, very good lady. It's not a solitary effort. There's a lot of work and a lot of people behind the scenes that help me be myself, Even if they don't directly help with the content, they help me feel better about just being me. Yeah. Thank you for your time. So I guess that's everything, and I hope that you've enjoyed. I know, I'm a VTuber. I really hope that this was helpful to anyone who wasn't a VTuber, because honestly, a lot of the advice is applicable across the board. And feel free to ask me questions in the comments below. I can't really get too specific with my application, I don't think. But I'm happy to talk about my experience, what it's like being a partner, my whatever, like, just anything you want to know. And obviously I stream on Twitch, twitch.tv/iCandii, because my friends legally named me that. Thankfully Twitch became a streaming service. And yeah, check me out. I'm losing my voice right now. I've been talking for 20 minutes. This is why, oh my gosh. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Okay, bye. Bye.